Hello miners, Rusty coming at you. Today we're going to take a peek at the Kershaw Knockout. Now I did get this in a clam package, so wasn't able to, not keeping the box on it. And I ordered off of Blade HQ, and I want to say right around that $26 range. So we'll keep that in mind for later on. But it's the 8760. And you guys have been following me, know I got into a Kershaw kick about in November, December of 2022. But prior to that, I dug this Knockout. You know, it's got good flow. It looks like a work type knife. Watch some videos and people complain about this rubber type traction. And I'm going to show you something I got lucky on. Didn't know it when I ordered this. So if you watch almost every video that's out on this, they complain because the pocket clip sits on top of the rubber. I ordered this up, and when I got it, I noticed the pocket clip doesn't sit on top of the rubber. So yay, Rusty! I'm excited about that, but we still have to talk about the knife in general. Deep carry pocket clip, I would say it does carry well, but it doesn't. It just doesn't seem... Well, first of all, when I got this, oh my God, the spring tension on here, holy, it's like an arm wrestling with, I don't know, monster, Bigfoot maybe. So I took and I pulled on that. I got something to pry on it. It's pretty hard. Then that helped it. And you don't have the bump, but leading up into, you know, leading right here, it's your pants, you're scraping on there. You're bunching them up. I don't know what happens. They almost needed to come, geez, like out here. We'll knock these two out. So, anyways, enough of that. Here we are looking at flipper tab. No flipper tab. We got some, just FRN and open frame construction with some body screws. Now, again, it's called the Faultline, and we're going to see a little bit about that. We got jimping on the blade here and down here, and that's what leads me to think that's where the name came from. But interestingly enough, you know, I like this blade shape. It's got this harpoon or this ramp. Try to get that out of there. And a nice hollow grind. Okay, the kind of hollow grind that's deep enough you can feel it right there. You can feel how it comes up. We'll test the sharpness here in a bit. And a nice belly. So, how are the ergos? Surprisingly, neutral. What do you mean? I don't mean they're great, and I mean that they're not great. So, well, I mean, I don't mean that they're not great. It feels just a little thick. It does fill the hand. I get all four fingers. I like the curvature here. We're going to take a peek at that. Yeah, it's just missing something. It's really strange. So, the lockup on this, not so much. Okay, you can get to it fairly easy, but I was, over and over, and it sort of, it sort of wore a blister into my thumb here. Geez, give me a callus, or whatever you want to call it. I mean, I don't work that hard, but running on KVT bearings, and maybe someday I will do a video on types of bearings. But KVT are cage bearings, and I do believe Kershaw, that's their ZT and Kershaw's branded bearings. So let's go ahead and do a sharpness test, and then we will talk about comparisons. Okay, little pop there. Okay, right there, you guys can tell I hit something on that peanut. So we're gonna start cutting. Not bad. So it's not super slicey. Could do better. I wouldn't want to run my fingers that way. I would say it's adequate, but I've definitely had sharper. So give me a second here. There we go. That's how I clean house too. Okay, so this is the Kershaw Knockout. What else do we have? Great question. What do we have? Well, believe it or not, there for a while, this blade, this knife, was $28. Not the one with the Damascus, but the Civivi Dogma. And what we're going to look at here is this handle shape. So it's curving, okay? And what do we got here? We got a little bit, and it does get a little bit of a bump here. It gets wider. We got that finger choil. We got this ramp, and this one doesn't ramp up, and we got a hollow grind. So you guys might know, you might not. I love my Dogma. So a little bit, I do like that blade shape, and the Kershaw has a better belly. Now you're going to find D2 in your Dogma if they're still available, if you can find any of them. I do highly recommend them, especially at $28. They normally run $48. And they are just called cage ceramic bearings, but they're essentially the same as your KVTs. We haven't talked about the action on this one. Yeah, needs a break-in, I guess. It opens okay, and it drops better than washers initially. So I do have another knife for comparison, and that is steel wheel cut jack. And you guys can go, oh, I don't know. I never thought the cut jack was anything close to it, but it's got a little ramp here with some jimping. Now it's a flat grind, but it's got very similar, again, blade shape when you know that Kershaw has that belly you can see right out on the other side of this. Oh, that Kershaw sticking out, but looks like the point and this part and this part kind of line up. This one's lacking a little bit of the belly, but this is what I want to show you. If I take and I hold this Kershaw with my fingers here and my fingers here, it's almost the same size and shape. And let's see, we have to push this here. So if you guys have a cut jack, let's get that lined up here. I mean, I'm telling you, front and back, it feels like the same shape. However, I think it's the thinness difference, because this cut jack melts into my hand and this Kershaw isn't working for me right now. So just the difference in the thickness, I don't know. I don't know if it's the rubber, exactly what it is. So anyways, overall impressions of this knife. Well, for $26, you're okay. You get an 8CR 13 MOV steel, and this one you're going to have to spend sometimes upwards of $45 to $50. You shop around, you can do better with D2 steel and a flat grind. And if you can still get them new, again, D2 steel, this is Damascus. This is a nice knife, but it's twice as much money. But this carries so much nicer. A lot of people complain about Civivi clips. I'm not one of them. I like them. So, okay, guys. Thanks for your time. I know it was a long video for the fault line.